Alright, so I'm going to try something that I've never tried before, and that's to make a series. You've probably heard about it already, but there's this thing called Skool where you can make your own community no matter what niche you're in, and pretty much find people who are interested in the same thing as you, pretty much provide them with your experience, I guess education, and overall that sense of community where everybody likes the same thing, they can speak to each other, you can host events, meetups, things of that nature, and overall it's just one of those business models that are super lucrative, number one, super high margin, and something that anyone can get into. Long story short, I mentioned in my previous video that I'm going to be making one of my own, and I figured why not turn it into a series where I literally take it from absolutely 0 members into 1,000 members. So that's going to be my goal, and I'm planning to hit that hopefully by the end of the year. Now, in this video, I'm basically going to give you guys a rundown of what it is that I'm going to be doing, what sort of my action plans are, and how by the end of things I'm going to monetize this community. So to begin with, I'll tell you I guess the beginning of how I actually prepared to launch. So I basically have a service where I take people who are either in sales or they're not in sales, and I teach them closing and also help them get picked up by an agency so they can just do full-time remote closing and pretty much make money from anywhere in the world, etc, etc. Now, that service of mine is fairly high ticket. I was pretty much just planning a way to actually have something that's low ticket on the side, which is also along the same sort of avenue, and then kind of use that as a funnel for people who are super interested in it and they love the value that they've been getting on the low ticket, and now they want to take it more seriously and then go for the high ticket. So that's pretty much how the idea came about. And the best way I figured I could do this is by making a Skool community. So that's how the idea came about. Now, the first thing that I've done was I've made tons of material. I'm still in the process of making even more material because I just want to add more and more stuff inside it just so it's as valuable as possible. At the beginning, I'm going to be making the community completely free of charge. So there's going to be no monthly payment. There's going to be no upfront fee or anything like that. It's going to be completely free for people to come and join. In terms of the types of materials I've created, so I'm going to be creating more... So I'm going to be creating more Loom videos. I already have like a whole sort of training which I've recorded over the last like 4 or 5 months now. It's still not even completely done. It's in pretty much its last stages, but that's going to be something else. It will be in the community, but it will be like an upsell type of thing. Other than that, I'm going to be having tons of Loom videos in there. I already have tons of written content. For example, just to like give you some context, I have something called the Cold Call Gospel, which is pretty much like everything you need to know about cold calling. I also have the objection cheat sheet, where it's like the 10 most common objections, and I think each of them should have like 4 different ways to handle those specific objections. Now, those are separate materials which I'm going to also on top of that keep adding to by making more videos to it. Long story short, I've been building this bank of material, still actively doing it every single day. And I'm going to load this all on the community. As of today, it's not even fully launched yet. Like I have the membership and everything, but I didn't set it all up. So I'm going to be recording a VSL. I'm going to be recording some more content to put on there. And I'm pretty much just going to be strategizing what's the best way to, number one, get the most output. So put as much on there as possible. And on top of that, how do I make it the best quality it can possibly be? Now, in terms of my next steps after that, and you'll probably see more of this in episode 2, because I'm going to be doing these, I think, weekly. If there's like tons of quick updates happening, then it'll probably be in the next couple of days. But ideally, it's going to be weekly. So next week you'll probably be able to see like the first update of how many members I've got, what sort of stuff I've worked on, how I've promoted it, and things of that nature. So let's get into that, right? Let's draw out the roadmap. So currently, whilst I'm making this video, it's Thursday. My first, I guess, milestone is going to be to launch everything by Sunday. So I'm just going to write that down so you guys can see it clearly behind me as well. So my launch will be on Sunday, with a lot of the free material out there already. If you're watching this video past like Sunday or Monday, etc., the link to actually join will be down in the description. But please only join if you're actually interested in what's going to be said in that community. So if you're someone that's interested in picking up a new skill, getting into remote closing, maybe you want to use it for yourself when you build your own business, you want to have the ability to sell, or you're looking for something to do remotely and be able to easily, and when I say easily, I genuinely mean easily, make like $4,000 or $5,000 a month literally from your bedroom. So if you're not interested in that, do not join. If you are, the link will be in the description. Now my second step is going to be promotion. So when I say promotion, I'm going to be doing things like posting TikTok videos as much as I can. My target is to do daily, but at the same time, I've got a whole other business to run. So hopefully I can. I'm going to be using TikTok. I'm going to be using Instagram. I'll definitely be mentioning in these YouTube videos as well. Any single one where I mention anything related to sales or closing, things of that nature will definitely be listed in the description. I am also planning to set up some Facebook ad campaigns to actually get direct paid traffic into that community. However, I don't want to depend on that too much, purely because the community is going to be free. So I assume it shouldn't be too hard to grow something organically if it's free of charge. But I do want to have the ads running there just as sort of an experience for myself on how I can get the best click-through rates, what type of creatives are going to work the best for a community, and get more familiarized with the whole promotion side of things, especially on the paid hand side, because down the line, this community will definitely be paid. And when it gets to that point, I just want to have a good understanding of how ads are for this specific thing, because I have a good understanding of how it is for like regular services, etc. But this whole paid reoccurring subscription type of thing, I'm not too familiar with. But that being said, those are the things I'm going to be doing. And the best part about it all is you're going to see all of the behind the scenes. Whereas most people would just see, oh, like he's increased from, I don't know, 20 members to 30 members. You will know, okay, cool, he's increased because on episode 3, these are the things that he put into place. The main reason behind me actually making this, just so you can see it's completely doable, even if you don't have that much budget, because I promise you a lot of the members are definitely going to come from organic, and you will see the result of that as well. If you want to see the type of videos I'm going to be posting, I'm going to be making a new Instagram page, so I'll probably put that in the description once it's launched. But for my TikTok, I'll link it down below. And if you want to follow me on my personal Instagram, that'll also be in the description. Consistent value. This is the most important thing, because if people are going to remain in your community, if people are going to pay you on a monthly basis, you need to figure out ways to give them consistent value. And I am so big on value. That's why I'm just so concentrated on making as many materials as possible, making them as good as they can possibly be, knowing that everything I'm going to be putting out on this page in this community is going to be just... is going to be like a fucking gold mine, you know, like people come across it, they're like, wow, this is really informative. I've just applied this to myself. I've seen returns like XYZ. And also another thing that I really want to do with this community, once I get more members in there, I really want it to feel like a community. I want people to speak to each other. I want people to be able to connect with me one-to-one. I want to do meetups. I want to throw events where, you know, I hire out an entire hall somewhere nice with like the central London views, etc. And I'll just be there taking, you know, their questions, answering everything, having dinner, things of that nature, right? I want it to be an absolute network of people who just know how to sell, because if you have a network of people that can just sell pretty much anything, they're just super flexible with what they can sell as well, I promise you, you can probably take over the world very easily as well. Because if you have like 50 people together that know how to sell, they're super flexible, they can sell fucking ice to the Eskimos or whatever the fuck the saying is, you can take over the world. And I want to provide that community. I want people to understand that, look, this is like a brotherhood. We're all there for each other. We're trying to push each other. We're trying to excel. We're trying to become the top 1%. And I just want to push that message forward. And it eventually becomes paid. I want to reinvest a lot of those earnings into just making it even a better experience. Because this, for me, I'll be honest, is going to be more even like a hobby. Like, this is going to be so fun to build out. Because I had something similar on Discord, but it wasn't the same. Because, you know, Discord is just, it has different connotations and it's like less professional, etc. Whereas this is specifically made for that. So I know for a fact, me personally as well, I'm going to take it a lot more seriously. But anyways, that's pretty much all for episode 1. In episode 2, you'll probably see a lot more developments. I'll probably record like a quick loom as well, just to show you the inside of the community and how it's looking. In terms of my plan for the rest of the day, it's currently, I think, 3 p.m, like 3:10 right now. So until the end of the day, probably for 3-4 more hours, I'm going to be working on some more material, start setting up more parts of the community, like the different sections, like tip of the day, tips for this, tips for that, whatever that is. I don't know exactly how it's going to look yet, but I'll get into it. And that will pretty much be my work for today. I'll probably record 1 or 2 TikToks as well that I'll be posting over the next couple of days. But yeah, that's pretty much all for episode 1. Episode 2, I'm looking to come back with a lot bigger updates. If you did enjoy this format of video, because I usually don't do it, I never thought I'd even do a series on YouTube, but if you did enjoy it, drop me a like, subscribe, comment down below, and specifically comment how many members you reckon we'll get to by episode 5. I'd say, yeah. How many members you reckon we'll get to by episode 5, which should be in 5 weeks. Other than that, that's been it from me for today. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.